Hello, so this week I'm doing a quick video on the CMA's blog post. Now the CMA are the Competition and Markets Authority, and they've put out a blog post this week and a vlog as well. And why have they done this? Well, they are giving a bit of an update on the action that they took in January. So as we know, in January of this year, 2019, they contacted some of the larger influencers and got them to agree to make much more prominent and clear disclosure messages in their posts. And they also produced an influencer guide. So I presume that the CMA now are doing this update because they've had some questions and they want to be super clear on the content of that guidance. So first of all, they repeat things such as, what do they say? So they say, look, all of an influencer's posts should be considered from a consumer's perspective. So when you're thinking about disclosure, have a look at your post and think, is this clear to the, average person who might be looking at my blog post? They also talk about the fact that disclosures should be immediate and not buried, and that it should be clear exactly what the relationship with the brand is. So is it a payment? Is it gifting? Is it an incentivization? And again, they are clear that it doesn't necessarily have to be in a formulaic way. It doesn't have to be a hashtag ad. There are other ways of disclosing clearly. It could be in a message, so long as it's prominent and clear and it is upfront. So stuff we know and that we've been told previously. They repeat the clearly prominently messages a few times, and they state that, again, it's not sufficient to put information about a relationship with a brand just on the profile page or on a sort of a home page. So wherever the gifted relationship, the paid for product, etc. is featured, then it needs to be disclosed clearly and prominently. And they talk about clear and prominent being at the top of a post, not buried under hashtag, in a line of hashtags. So that's essentially what the content talks about. It's a reiteration of what we already know about disclosure, but then they go on to talk about a little bit about the differences between the CMA and the ASA, the Advertising Standards Authority. So in very brief format, the CMA works on a wider level and regulates markets as a whole. And they talk about the fact that the ASA responds to adverts, complaints about adverts, whereas the CMA has a much wider remit, and they're not tied down to the fact that they can only look at adverts. They can look at editorial content as well, which the ASA can't. So in a nutshell, that's the difference between the ASA and the CMA. It is actually slightly more complex than that, because the ASA sister body CAP can and does take action against entire industries. For example, when I was with CAP, we took action against the letting industry, and, working with the trade bodies got them to change the way that they highlighted fees in ads. So, that was a similar case of non-transparency, and it's something that CAP can do. But in this instance, with influencer marketing, the CMA have, as we know, taken action against the market as a whole and are continuing to do so. So, yes, they are not stepping back in any way. They are still involved in influencer marketing. So, yeah, very much to be aware of, and to make sure that if you are looking for guidance, you consider the CMA and the ASA. Very important. So that's my update for this week. There'll be another one next week.